Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions. Just put them in the chat before I come on. And then during the live stream, and only during the live stream, please put when you're talking to me, please put it in all caps so I'll know when you're talking to me, because people have whole conversations and really supportive of each other. So thank you. I'm afraid there's a lot of noise right now outside. I was hoping it would get done with whatever they're doing, but it's ongoing. If it's too bad, I'll just let me know. I'll try to reschedule for this evening or something. But anyway, 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And we have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. Eileen's saying we don't really hear anything. Oh, good. Good. Hey, Lynette. Okay, good. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Okay, so it sounds like the sound isn't too bad. All right. Then I'll just keep on keeping on. All right, if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down to the description box. I've got all the questions in there for today, and I timestamp them as I go. Sarah was helping me this morning. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. That's so much help when she's helping out the questions. Charlie is saying, I'm in Northern California. You sound great. Good. Well, that distance, I really should be yelling out the window, shouldn't I? If you can hear me. Ricky and star of the show, leader of the Legion of Super Pets himself, Boo-Boo's and Kitty. He is not in here right now. He is not happy. He is unhappy. I pulled out the vacuum cleaner. Brave Sir Alfred of Pumpkin, he cares nothing of the vacuum cleaner. He'll just look at it. Boo-Boo cannot stand it and has disappeared. But I was removing. I do my chores in the morning, and I've removed so much cat hair off of the cat trees. It's crazy, but they're going to be very happy. And I washed windows. Anyway, I'll get to the readings now because that's what's important. All right, 3 minutes in. This is leftover from yesterday, I believe. Thank you, Sarah. It is a beautiful day here in Chicago, too. Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you. It is 69 degrees right now. It was 66 just a little while ago. But anyway, it's beautiful here. It's only supposed to go up to the low 70s. Tomorrow, day after, it's going to shoot up into the 90s. But anyway, here we are. Lisa Graham hiding from the Hoover. Smart kitty. All right. I am using today, at least at the moment, I am using the Steampunk Tarot. Link is in the description. Happy Catter Day. Yes, the vacuum will not eat him. Okay. It's going to be interesting. The way I shuffle, I put the back of these nails on the cards to flip them. But on this, they're very plain, except this has this bow, this metal bow, and this is gems. Beautiful gems. So anyway, all right, I'll get to the readings. Oh, merciful heaven, I think it stopped. I hope it stays off. Oh, okay, 4:30. 4:30. So yesterday, Dash Dabrowski said that the arrogant toddlers were planning to execute Nancy Pelosi. Lauren Boebert tweeted Pelosi's location to the mob. The arrogant toddler's 9-page coup document was called 1976 Returns. You know, honestly, I am such a political junkie that the first time I heard the title, 1776 returns, I was thinking, oh, so the election returns in 1776. There wasn't an election then. That was just a Declaration of Independence. It doesn't make sense. No, they're saying the revolution returns. Oh, you need like better, I don't know, PR people, better marketing, better, I don't know, half a brain, at least one drop of decency. Just a thought, just a suggestion. Yoy. All right. So it makes you wonder, was Lauren Boebert involved with the arrogant toddlers? Now there's a link here, but I know yesterday I saw a photograph and I believe it was Boebert standing with some idiots, absolute idiots, who were throwing the white power symbol. There it is. Let's look at the picture. Let's look at the picture. Share screen. Chrome tab. There we go. This is Boebert. That is the idiocy symbol. The show me you are an abject idiot while showing me you're an abject idiot. Yeah. So that makes me like want to be ill, physically ill. Yikes. So Boebert, we know you were involved with some of these people, but how deeply? Darren Smith says, good, if 1776 returns, maybe we will finally listen to progressive candidates like Thomas Paine, who wanted to free the slaves and give women the right to vote in 1776. He had common sense. Abigail Adams, exactly. All right, Boebert. Darren Smith would have agreed with Tom Paine. Remember the ladies. And this is one of the many reasons I like hanging out with you guys. All right, guys and gals and gentle thems. I'm getting a mental image of her. She's like got her hand in a fist, but she's hitting herself. And I just want to grab her hand and be like, stop. She's just, and you'd think she'd be lashing out, but she's just beating on herself. Self-destructive much? Poor thing. Two of Wands. Well, that's far right communication. So if there's a link, it'll be in the tweets, emails, phone records. All right, Five of Swords, usually the insult to injury card. This is also in this deck. It's like a weapons merchant. What's the word? Arms dealer. Three of Swords, Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. She wants to be a part of something bigger. Oh, wow. You know, we talked yesterday about how, you know, who her father likely is or isn't. Yikes. it feels like she didn't want it to be the manager guy, because if she was the daughter of the wrestler guy, that would her father, she had no father. She had a sort of celebrity father, which would make her special, not abandoned. She's so sad. She's such a sad figure. No, Evelyn, I don't want her to beat herself. I don't. The more I read on this woman, the more pathetic it is. And if she wasn't so horrible, if she didn't have the kind of power she has, and she wasn't wielding it so horribly, I would just feel sorry for her. But now I'm just stuck here, like, these were the militia, or the groups with the plan to put the swords through hearts. She's here on the defensive, but at the same time, in this deck, she's kind of a heroic figure up there on the defensive, with the wind blowing through her hair. So, does it? I don't think it reaches. Okay, here we go. There, got the. I'll do my Lauren Boebert impersonation. My hair's too heavy. Anyway. There. Heroic figure, protecting democracy, because it would make her important. 9 of Wands. And like most things that she's got involved with, she gets beaten up. But ultimately, what she wants is 10 of Pentacles. She wants to be a part of a family dynasty. She wants to be a part of something bigger. It's kind of like a woman I met when I worked at the bookstore. One of the times I've worked at bookstores, there was a woman who came in, and she was very knowledgeable, but you could tell how much she was hurting, because she was like, if you don't mind me asking, do you have any books on it was genealogy and all this stuff, and she was talking about blood types, and she said, how about you, do you know what blood type you are? And I was like, yeah, and I'm one of those people, I believe that you should let everybody know what your blood type is, and just in case at some point it's needed, somebody needs to at least kind of know what they're looking for to start with somehow. I am A negative, so and she was like, oh, that means that you came from this area, and it basically it's basically coming through my mother's side and down through, because that side of my family is from Slovenia and Croatia. So that's where that's coming from. And she was just like this maps, and she was explaining all of this stuff. And then it came up. She brought it up. She's adopted. She's adopted, and she was just obsessed with the idea of heritage and trying to figure out where people come from and where they belong. And I did everything I could to help her, of course, but part of me my heart was just breaking for her, because you could tell the pain that was driving her, that was driving this. And it's with Boebert, there's immense pain driving her abject awfulness. So, man. Kathy, Delilah is AB negative. Very cool. Oh, who was that? I can't remember who was it. It said Dave. Dave was saying she should meditate and become part of the universe. Yeah, but she didn't. She wasn't raised with that kind of thinking, and it would be very hard for her to go down that route, because anything that's not from a very narrow band of Christianity is bad in her mind. So anyway, so how much were you involved with, it's going to come out, how much were you involved with the insurrection? Random people walking around. Sea change mix. Good morning from Australia. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Oh, bless. I hope you can get some rest. Hello from Chicago. 10 of Cups. She just wants, family. She has 5 boys. Did she have all of them? Because it feels like she wanted this big family. She wanted, man. Ace of Pentacles. Sure H says, my mom took the identity of my biological father to the grave. I'll never know who he is. I'm okay with that. I quit asking years ago when I realized how much pain it cost my mom when I did ask. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, one of the major relationships I had in my life, he was adopted, and he was nothing like the family who raised him. And he had an adopted brother too. They weren't brothers. They weren't biological brothers, but they were brought up together, and they had nothing in common. And the brother was much like the parents, and he was like this artist, oddball, intellectual type, and he never had an interest in finding out who his parents were, but at the same time, he just, you could tell there was maybe something in the back of his head. But good guy. Page of Swords, bully. Page of Cups. Page of Wands, kids. 6 of Cups. This is all of this is about her family at home. She loves her kids. I do not doubt that for a second. But this bullying and how to get ahead, and how do you talk about class in America without it sounding like the worst side of Capricorn? Very, very good sides of Capricorn, but every sign has a good side and a bad side, and because there's a certain level at which I think there's more emphasis placed in general, widely in general. Perhaps there's more of an emphasis placed on knowledge, power of knowledge, the power of having an open mind, as opposed to a group of people who believe more in a more literally violent daily struggle. Well, Broussard, speak about someone might move up the ladder. Talk about what skills they need to be more mobile. They just need. She does not embrace open-mindedness. She does not embrace she thinks there has to be more violence in the world than there does, I guess. Nancy says it's considered social capital analog with education. I'm sure I do not mean to offend anybody, and it just makes me wish everybody could really have the same access to opportunities. Every income level, every race, every gender, every orientation. When people say, do you like Star Wars or Star Trek? I like Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie. I mean, I like Star Wars. I love watching the shows, but I'd much rather live in a world with Star Trek, because there is more equality and there's a bigger picture. So, Ace of Pentacles again, money, chances to make money, chances to move up in the world. Five of Pentacles, the little match girl. Three of Cups, the party. Six of Wands. Her childhood, little match girl, and so she felt. Here's the big party, the things she was doing when she was younger, and now the far right victory, the politician, and having money. To her, I don't know that she sees it as necessarily a bad thing. What people like the arrogant toddlers and the oaf creepers were doing. So will she get into legal problems? Ken Brownfield says, I'm a Trekkie too. Live long and prosper. Evelyn Hartman says, I wish all people have empathy and be noble. It's integrity. Yep. See, James Mix about such inequality out there is so sad. Yes. Lisa Graham says, and there are tribbles. So cute. Temperance. She thinks she deserves temperance. Nobody should go after her. Yeah, I watch all the Star Wars stuff, and don't get me started on Baby Yoda. I'm a total sucker for Baby Yoda. Five of Cups, Empress, Tower. She's got some real problems ahead of her. Yeah, Lisa Graham, I think that's a great way to put it. Boebert will always be in survival mode. Sad but true. I think that's exactly it. But she's got problems. This is a card of disappointment where she's just bereaved and abandoned there, and the merchant here, the person who has all the cups, is just looking at her pity. But she thought she was all that finally, and it's going to come crashing down. Ricky is asking. Okay, so that's how I'm going to read. That's it. That's how I'm going to read on Boebert. She's got trouble coming. What's your favorite Star Trek movie? Oh gosh, I'm not really. It's not really the movies are my thing. I'm more of I like the shows. I am really liking Strange New Worlds. I'm really liking Strange New Worlds. I liked Discovery. I liked, you name it. I mean, I liked Deep Space Nine. I just like being immersed in the world. I like the Chris Pike. movies, you name it. So I have my hair pinned up here. That looks a little funny, but that'll do. All right. Oh, technical support likes First Contact? Yes. Glenn Bird says Star Trek Strange New Worlds is exceptionally good. I agree. I've got the wrong. I've got Pine, not Pike. Pine. Chris Pine. I liked those movies. Those were good. But Glenn Bird, I'm kind of with you. I'd follow Captain Pike to the jaws of the abyss. Yeah, I would too. Melberside likes Wrath of Khan all the way. The old one or the new one, Into Darkness. I mean, come on. Captain Pike's a hottie. Let's just face facts. The old one. Melvin, I understand. All right, I'll get to the questions. 26, before I get more distracted, 2645. I see Peter Navarro's name. Navarro pleads not guilty to contempt charges in January 6th subpoena case. Uh-huh. And begs the judge to postpone his court case so he can go on his book tour. Navarro's asking for the judge to postpone his court case so he can go on his book tour. Peter Navarro. It's a good thing he's not in my courtroom. It's a good thing I'm not a judge. Gosh. Lisa Grimes says the judge laughed out loud. Did he? Really? Did this already happen? Four of Swords. Legal silence. Okay. That can be a, okay, we'll put things off, or that can be the judge going, shh, shh. Get out of my courtroom. Gretchen says the judge said no. That's awesome. I'm still going to read on Navarro. Empress. But I was in the government, and I'm influential, and I have money, and I'm white. What do you mean? I've got things to do. Jen Glenn says the judge said no to the postponement. Queen of Pentacles, that's him. Yes, I have my book tour I need to go on. I don't have time for petty little things like this. Kara Atkins says this, but his next court case date isn't until November. Kevin Brazil says a trial set for November sounds like a delay to me. So nothing is stopping him from going on his book tour. Martel is saying he doesn't see the severity of this. That is absolutely true. Nancy's saying he's going to be broke now. Ace of Pentacles. Well, he wants to make money. Exactly, Jennifer Johnson. Navarro to the judge. Don't you know how important and special I am? As if. Page of Wands. The Sun. Oh. You know what? The judge, his trial not being until November, and he's still walking around, isn't he? Right? You know how Navarro went on Ari Melber and just the whole story, the ring-based sweep and blah, 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 blah. He's going to be, people are going to see. He's Page of Wands. He's just, that's the message. It's the message of the far right. It's the message of Trump world. It's, and so he's going to go out there. Exactly. Kathy Delisle saying a book tour. He will keep opening his mouth and using it to shovel his hole deeper and deeper. Bing. Gary Atkins, yes, Mr. Blabbermouth. Oh, yeah. Rob D says, thank heavens, Navarro doesn't understand. He has a right to remain silent. Oh, not going to happen. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Okay. Oh, Navarro, rule of holes. When you're in one, quit digging. Oh, please, I'll pack your bags for you. He is going to get himself into so much trouble. Whew. Whew. Yes. Mari is saying he will continue to incriminate himself. Give him more rope. Mm-hmm. Kathy Delisle, what did Shrek say to Donkey? Oh my gosh, Monique Osby saying, did you hear Trump in Tennessee? Okay, we need to just, all right, I gotta tell you what happened. 33, and then I'll jump onto these other questions. Did you guys hear any of Trump's speech in Tennessee? Trump's Tennessee speech in front of some super Christian group. To the best of my knowledge, wasn't Martin Luther King's granddaughter in the audience? Gary Atkins, even Midas Touch was, yeah. Okay. There were many stupid things he said. All right. But the one that just, wow. Kevin Brazil, unfortunately, yes, it was especially rancid. He started blathering about the perfect rally on January 6th. Hello, boo-boo. How you doing? And he was saying that, you know, I was in the same place. Where Martin Luther King, MLK, gave his I Have a Dream speech. It was the same Washington Monument. It was the same Lincoln Monument. And there was the same pool. And if you saw the pictures, the crowd, the crowd was the same size. It was like 1 million people. It was and my people, they were packed in more tightly. They were packed in more tightly. They were standing closer together. But I had the same. Now, I won't say that my speech was as good as the I Have a Dream speech, because I'd get hammered if I said that, but just as many people. And that was part of his he griped about that for a long time, that there were 1 million people there, but they said there was only 25,000, which is ridiculous. MLK, he had 1 million people there, and I had easily. So he's basically saying he had more people than Martin Luther King at the I Have a Dream speech. Trump, nobody cares. Nobody cares how big the crowd is. They really don't. It's dwindling. Yeah, Denmark's 45. Well, they were packed in tightly. Yeah. Listening to him, it was hard. It was hard to listen to. What else was he talking? It was all about he calls the people on the January 6th Select Committee, calls them the unselects. And he's all pressed that the people that hasn't caught on. But there's no rebuttal. There's no one saying anything else. Dude, then go talk to them. Go do what Hillary Clinton did. Go down. Answer the question. Say, well, Hillary was here for 11 hours. I'll be here for 12. I'll be here for 15. Whatever. Go talk to him. Oh, no. Can't do that. Yeah, really? You can't talk about it under oath? He said there were no guns at the insurrection. Wrong. The fourth of quite a few weapons charges came down today, yesterday, recently. There were guns. He said nobody died. Nobody died at the insurrection except the poor woman, Ashley Babbitt. She was shot point blank. They were trying to hide the man who shot her, just shot her point blank. And they were trying to hide him. And then he decided he was going to come out. He was going to talk to the media. And he was just talking about how, and someone in the audience yelled, "Murder." He was like, yeah, just killed her. That was the only death. Wrong. I mean, heck, there was the woman who was trampled to death by fellow idiot insurrectionists. I mean, it just, and it was a perfect speech, and it was blah, 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 blah. But the things he gets caught up on are so petty. So, is this going to have any effect? But to be at the podium in front of Martin Luther King's granddaughter and compare your speech to the I Have a Dream speech, even not in front of Martin Luther King's granddaughter. Are you kidding me? And for anyone who doesn't remember, Ashley Babbitt broke through. she and others broke a locked and barricaded door. There was glass in like the top half of it or what have you. They broke through after a lot of effort, and she was the first one through the gap. And there was a man standing off to the side, and he had his service weapon, and he pointed it, and he said, "Don't come through here. Do not come in. Do not come in. You will be fired upon. Do not." And she came in anyway. He was protecting people who were being evacuated right behind him. The whole thing was barricaded. She broke through. It wasn't a Trump rally. It was a religious something rather. It was a particular Christian gathering, and he happened to be the speaker. I don't know for certain that she was there, but that's my understanding. But it wasn't a Trump rally. There were a lot of other speakers. It wasn't. There's also quite a bit of empty space on the floor. But maybe she wasn't there. Or maybe it was just the Christian. I don't know. I don't think that's the important part of the story, though. It's just he's so awful. But it was not a Trump rally. He just thought he was King of Swords. Wow. 5 of Wands. Empress. Ace of Cups. Oh, he is so angry. 3 of Swords. 9 of Swords. He's worried. He's starting to, the narcissist is starting to get scared. He tried to create an uprising in America, but the Democrats just keep raining on his parade with their voting and their select committees. He tried to become king by force with weapons. Authoritarian king. If I was asking, does Trump really believe in his garbage? Like, does he believe his lies? Well, let's ask. Maybe they'll help me come up with a better way to put it. Justice, oh, gotcha. Okay. So, Mr. Narcissist himself, embodiment of all 7 deadly sins, do you actually believe the lies you tell? No. No. He does a thing with his eyes where sometimes if he's about to say an absolute lie, but it's not when he's repeated 800 times. If you watch, his eyes go to suddenly like focus in carefully on the person he's talking to, like trying to judge their reaction. It's a very subtle thing. But he'll be talking and doing the thing and blah blah blah, but then he'll just say some really whopperish thing, and it's just you see him focus to see if he got away with it. Page of Swords. He's a bully. Wow, this is actually worse than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be, maybe after a while he just repeats things. No, he's fully capable. He's a thief. He's a thief. He's a bully. He's a thief. 5 of Swords. Insult to injury. 7 of Cups. Strength. Knight of Wands. Flim flam man. Lies, illusions. He is the worst of in a chart when you've got Neptune, conjunct Neptune square Mercury. The worst, since there's good and bad in everything in astrology, the worst is where you get people who are just the fantasy is always at loggerheads with communication, with the message. I don't even hate. I mean, I think we've all dealt with people who just lie to your face, who just, and it's just really frustrating because you're just looking at them and you're just thinking, you just lied to my face. Why? I don't have time for that garbage. I mean, granted, I've got Saturn on my ascendant. I understand. That stops me. That's limitations. It stops me. And Gemini ascendant, how I present myself. So there are always rules and limitations and organization in my communication. But my Mercury, how I communicate, is conjunct my Neptune. They're in exactly the same place with my Venus. And that's opposite Saturn. But I'm very clear about what's real, what's not. And I don't make stuff up unless you know I'm making, like, this is a story. This is fiction. I'm sorry, I just get baffled by that. Okay, 47. Moving on. Focus. Me. Focus. 47. John, Revolution Ricky had a question, and that is, will John Eastman lose his law license now that he has been exposed in the plot to overturn the election? John Eastman, what's going to happen to John Eastman? My concern right now, just logically, is I'm concerned he'll become like the scapegoat. No. He's the one who said, hey, technically you could use this car as a getaway. You could drive this car to rob the bank, and it's Trump's the robber, and he needs to be held accountable. So we don't have to go through this anymore. But what's going to happen to Eastman, Mr. Fifth? But Eastman, King of Pentacles. Oh, he thinks he's fine. Polywanda, will science ever explain the mystery of Trump's hair arrangement? I don't know if we have enough cards to explain that. Fool. Page of Swords. Browan says, a new nickname for Lauren Boebert, Clanny Oakley. We might have to start using that. High Priestess. Eastman. Seven of Cups. A bunch of malarkey. Seven of Swords. His ideas, Trump is going to blame him. It was Eastman. It was all Eastman. He's the one who came. He said this was okay. It's only because of him that I did these things. I'm not responsible for anything. Yes, I know. It's just awful. It's just awful. Oh, it's okay. So what's going to happen to Eastman? Well, we've got secrets in the middle. There we go. We've got secrets in the middle. Full Page of Swords. An idiot and a bully. That's Trump. Idiot, bully, secret, plan to steal. Well, garbage made up lies to steal. Hi. You doing all right? You seem upset. Why are you upset? Nothing going on. Good. So I'm mainly feeling Trump trying to throw Eastman under the bus. Broussard says, could have stopped at the full. Says everything we need to know. Mm-hmm. Ricky says, even Boo-Boo's and Kitty doesn't like Eastman. No, he does not. Alexandra says he didn't get a pardon, so maybe he'll spill more shade on Trump. Rocky, scritch, scritch, scritch. Judgment. Judgment is coming for Eastman. Yes, Kevin, Boo-Boos and Kitties over the vacuum incident. Yes. It was like Day of the Condor. All the world turned against me. I'm reading. Oh, somebody's in a mood. Somebody can go down here. There, get some rest. King of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. They've got the evidence against you. King of Swords. He thought he was this mental giant to keep Trump in power, to create a dynasty. Yeah, they've got evidence against him, and he's going to face big time judgment. So Eastman's not going to skate through this. That's what I'm getting. So I'm curious about something. If you'll indulge me for a moment, more than usual. At 53 minutes in, would Trump, if he could, would Trump turn the presidency into a monarchy of sorts? Some kind of monarchy. Would he have just insisted if he could have gotten in? Could he have just gotten in? Would he have just, if he could, would he just stay in and then like hand it down to his kids? Or sell it to somebody, the presidency to somebody? Monique Osby says, Midas touched me to video of Eastman confessing. Yikes. Oh, thank you for asking, Ricky. Thank you. Alexander Bellino, indulge away. Thank you. Kevin Brazil, a griftarchy. Yeah. If Trump had his way. Wow. Okay. You probably don't need me to tell you, but because I'm getting some serious seek help energy. Seek help. Knight of Pentacles. Junior. Sweetie, you're tired. Yes, you are. You're tired. need to get some rest. You need to get some rest. Magician. Death. 10 of Cups. Justice. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Wow. Sarah's saying, yeah, it would either go to Ivanka or the highest bidder. I would go to Junior. The magician, he's so great. He did this thing. He pulled this off. Death of democracy. It would be this perfect white society. He'd have the courts under his thumb. Nobody could do anything to hold him accountable. Wheel of Fortune, and he would just coast the rest of his life. Okay, look. I know you're tired. We need to rest. Okay, if I put your bed over, you don't have to let okay. Hang on. I think I know what might help. All right. Okay. See? Blankie. We like the blankie. Come here. Come here. There you go. Put that there. Oh, sure. Now you go to that bed. No. We're going over here. No. Oh, the kitty. Oh. Okay, maybe he'll stay over there. Revolution Ricky, presidents are not kings and plaintiff is not president. Exactly. Kim Hawkins says, I think he would have turned it into a monarchy, the highest bidder. Alexandra Bellino says, even talked about his youngest son taking over down the line. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't think it would be this bad, but it's this bad. Wow. I honestly did. Every time I think, he can't get worse. I couldn't possibly think less of him. He finds a way. Kathy Delisle paused to prepare the throne for Boo Boo. Yes. Yikes. That was terrifying. Whew. Sunflower Shanti is asking, while the former guy was in office, did he put the presidency up for sale? No. He wasn't. No, he wasn't about to give anything up. Not when it's his. It's his. Yikes. Okay, 5830. Scary. Kelly had a question. 5830. Will Justice Alito be tied to Ginni Thomas on January 6th? Save. Justice Alito, O ye of the unconscionable Supreme Court draft decision. I don't hate anybody, but I can despise them. And he's right up. He's in the top 10. Yeah. It is, Lily, it is for scary stuff. Yeah. Ugh. Fiona, your cat is so freaking cute. Oh, thank you. Alfie is too. I'm very, very fortunate. Justice Alito. Okay, we'll see what the cards say. The initial energy I was getting was weak though. Though I was getting a weak energy of he wouldn't do anything so foolish. Him thinking she was foolish. Four of Pentacles. Not enough influence to make it go away. This is Ginni Thomas, what Ginni Thomas was doing. Not a leg to stand on legally. Five of Swords. Oh, Alito. Hanged Man. Insult to injury. Hanged Man. High Priestess. Four of Cups. Refusal to listen to have any empathy about women. And women being forced to do things in secret. Page of Wands. A message for the far right. I'm not getting anything about Ginni Thomas. I'm not getting anything about January 6th. This is all what's about to be handed down about women. Monique Osby is saying McConnell's angry with Ginni Thomas. Really? Yes, Gary. Boo Boo found his sleeping spot. Oh, everyone's saying Ian got that right. Okay, what did Ian say? The quicker 45's eulogy comes about, the better for the U.S. Then you can start to clean up the messy cause for millions and millions. 100% fact. I don't wish eulogy. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, I'm sorry. We're not wishing. No. I just no. Stephanie Martin says, I do. No, not here. I'm sorry, but no. The sooner he's in prison, the better. I'm with you 100%. If we're talking him going to prison, him being held accountable for what he's done, Griftco being dissolved, him having to watch as all of his grifts come crashing down around him, I'm with you 100%. But as far as talking about is exiting the planet, we don't want that. I don't want that. No, actually, no, Ian. No. One man's death for millions. I would take that. Most people would. Sorry, that is a fact. I don't. No. Yeah, Alexander Bellino, I don't want him dead. He'd become a martyr. I want justice. Yes. If he dies right now, it's going to be St. Donald. Seriously. We need this man to be held accountable for every possible thing he can be held accountable for. We need him to be convicted. We need for it to be out there, clearly, repeatedly, guilty, sentencing, guilty, 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 guilty. That is the only thing that is going to undermine the hold he has on the MAGA world. Serena Mama Bear says, yeah, if he does die, then they will always believe Trump. He needs to be held accountable. Okay. 104.30. 4:30. So, Kristen had brought a question, or stop talking about 2024 That's a quote, evangelicals holding off endorsing Trump as they audition challengers. Could this split the MAGA movement down the middle? I don't want him to have a heart attack. I don't want him to have a heart attack. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to be incapacitated. I want him to be fit as a narcissistic fiddle for his trials where he is convicted on the evidence over and over again. Evangelicals. Evangelicals hold off on endorsing Trump. Oh, thank you, Kathy Delilah. Very sweet. Yes, Joanna Carson, justice matters. Magician. He's a con man. Trump is a con man, and they know that. Page of Swords. Three of Pentacles. 10 of Cups. Ace of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. They're hoping there's somebody else, but unless Trump is indicted and convicted in short order, they're actually going to stay with him. What just happened? So I've got to check the chat. Something just happened. Really? Okay. Yeah, Mel Broussard, they would just unite behind someone equally as horrible, like Death Santis. Really, guys? You cannot find a group of people who are kinder and more like-minded in general. And really, save your ire, your criticisms for Trump world, for the Republicans, for the people who ripped children out of mothers' arms. Do not fight. Do not argue in my chat. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Sarah says, let's point the anger where it needs to go. Yeah. Kathy Lamson says, isn't Trump's astrological protection leaving soon? End of July is going to be particularly nasty for him. Around the 27th of July, 25th, 27th of July, apparently his astrology is dire. So let's hope that means justice. Is the That's evangelicals, but at 110 are the Republicans splitting. Are the Republicans splitting? Oh, Evelyn, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry about your son. Is the Republican Party splitting? Normally, when a party is this far out of power, like when the Democrats were in power, when Trump was president and Republicans controlled both houses of Congress, Democrats were pretty united. If I remember correctly, we were all woof. That's not really happening with the Republicans right now. Gretchen says we have several trolls today. I believe I've got limits on. All through it isn't as stiff as things are during the hearings, but it's there. Lovers. Too many people still in the cult. 3 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Sorry, 9. Yeah, the 5 is okay. Yeah. They're trying to unite against Democrats, but there's some serious rifts, and the split really is between the cult members, the far right, and then the far right and the Republicans are not necessarily the same party anymore. They're under the same umbrella, but there's definitely a widening gap, which I personally, what I've picked up and what I believe is that it will oh, okay. Lucky girl, you don't have subscriber mode or slow mode on right now. Okay. Thank you, lucky girl. Ava McGrath, that's at slow mode. Actually saying it's on now. All right, since I'm between questions, I will. Next, I'm going to be asking about Trump is publicly offering pardons when he gets reelected to those who will keep their mouths shut with the January 6th committee. Good grief. As George Conway pointed out, this is witness tampering. Will charges be forthcoming? All right, that's next here on the Black and Orange channel. But for now, I've got my little handy dandy thing here, where to go, so I can make sure the Ian McGrath saying it is on. Nope, it just turned on, says Lucky Girl. Okay, maybe I thought I saw Sarah on. Maybe Sarah jumped in there. I'd appreciate. Thank you if you did. Okay, all right. Yes, Evelyn Hartman, vote blue, blue heart all the way down. Oh, speaking of which. Votes for women. And it says November 6th there, because in 1920, that was when Election Day was, when women got the right to vote. It's also my birthday. So I had to have it. votes for women. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. I like that. Sally E.W. In order to stop the madness, vote blue. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Roxana. Yeah, I saw this and it was like, oh, definitely. Thank you, Evelyn. All right. It flashes a little bit in the light, but all right, let's look at the idea of at 116, it's listed as the sixth question. So just 116. Trump is publicly offering pardons when he gets reelected to those who will keep their mouths shut with the January 6th committee. As George Conway pointed out, this is witness tampering. Will charges be forthcoming? Georgia. I was just trying to reach out my energy, and the energy that kind of rose up, I guess it was like over here going, Georgia. Oh, yes, Georgia. I like that, Frida Smith. Navy blue or sky blue or Smurf blue, whatever blue you want. Kevin Brazil, vote blue in 22, no matter who, to stop the coup after you go to the loo on your way to the zoo. I love hanging out with you guys. Oh, that's awesome. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. On the way to the zoo. Empress. Queen of Cups. Sun. Six of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Well, Knight of Wands, this would be witness tampering. This is taking action. The people on Trump's side taking action against them, or them taking action like do this, don't do that. That's a card for the reading. But here, this is Republicans out in the cold. These people out in the cold. They're not going to get pardons. This is America. I've got the Empress. I've got the Queen of Cups here. That's the January 6th Select Committee. The Sun is in the middle, which here, because it's between the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups here, this feels like bringing things to light, but also bringing the supremacy part to light. But these Republicans end up out in the cold. So, I don't know about witness tampering. It feels like there are other things that are going to be a bigger deal. But let's hope. Oh. Dave says Georgia has a variety of people. There are just a lot more right-wing uneducated nutballs. Well, there are obviously more right-wing people there, considering. But it's definitely changing. Monique Osby says, so Liz Cheney was right about which part? Polly Wanda. Ugh. Traitors are red, patriots blue. I'm going to vote. I think you should too. Oh wow, that was good. That was good. Okay, 121. Oh, yeesh. Okay, this is kind of stupid. Members of Stephen Colbert's staff, including the comedian who does Triumph, the insult dog. I'm not a fan. I'll be frank about that, just up front. Were arrested after staying too long at the Capitol following a planned meeting with Schiff. They were doing some kind of skit. While they were there, they decided they were going to go knock on Boebert's and Jordan's doors. And those two, or their staffs, called the Capitol Police. Tucker Carlson and Fox have declared Triumph the insult dog the leader of the new insurrection. They called them going and knocking on the doors an insurrection. And should be charged as such. I want to say Tucker suggested that this comedian get like a year or more in solitary confinement. And what the heck? Gary Atkins says, I saw this on Twitter. It was like, what the? Shut up, Tucker. Shut up, man. This is so nothing. The energy on it is so nothing. It's filler. It gives Fox something to talk about other than the January 6th hearing and all the stuff that's coming out. And if they didn't have this, they'd be talking about paint drying. 8 of Wands, please. Ace of Swords, Moon, Tower. Meanwhile, this is what's happening. The truth is coming out about this whole insurrection disaster, how close we came to democracy ending. This is serious. This is heavy. The major changes need to be made. The DOJ needs to get on this, stay on this. Meanwhile, these guys, it's like they have little handheld slingshots that they're just going ding, 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 ding. Please. Pathetic. Pathetic. All right. See if I can squeeze one more question in. 124.30. Eileen had a question. 124.30. Entertainment only YouTube. Were the Koch brothers, the second largest private company and very politically active empire, involved pre, during, or post January 6th? Entertainment only. What do I know? I'm reading on the collective energy, which is good because there's only one Koch brother left, isn't there? But energy's still bad. Well, they are very politically active. I'm afraid I don't actually remember when. I don't know when they passed. Seven of Wands. Gosh, it's so narrow. It's so narrow-minded. There was an interview with there was a documentary. It was basically about people living on Fifth Avenue. Is it Fifth Avenue? Something like that. It was one of those big important streets in New York City. And there are these beautiful, amazing places to live with doormen in front and all of this. But then you go just a little bit farther along over the bridge and you're in this really not good neighborhood at all. And it seemed relatively close was where the Koch brothers lived. They had different apartments in this high rise, and they talked to a previous doorman, one of the previous doormen, and they're saying, comes Christmas and stuff. Koch brothers never tipped, never. He's like, there's somebody else in the building, really nice person, gave him like $1,000. Koch brothers, not a dime. Temperance, Hierophant, Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. They're supporting. This is a Seven of Wands. They're supportive of Republicans, but I don't know. I'm not getting a whole lot here. Roxanne Ali, Miser Bros Inc. Temperance of Government. This is a whole lot of money, but these aren't cards of being part of the insurrection, for what it's worth. Thank you, Gary. So, okay, let me see. All right, I am very tired. Mel Broussard's pointing out that the Koch brothers are even more libertarian than Republican. There we go. There are 4. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today, but thank you for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year. It is 1:45 p.m. here in Chicago. It is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. It is absolutely gorgeous. And at 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media to do creative sprints. You're always welcome. Just bring your creative projects. It's a good way to carve some creative time into your schedule or out of your schedule. Other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. Sarah was kind enough, she grabbed a bunch of questions for tomorrow. So I've already got lots of questions for tomorrow too. But I always want you to know what you think. So, and what your questions are. All right. Oh, Monique Osby, I love your cat. Oh, bless. Thank you. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. You're not alone. We are in this together. Take care. All right. And I will see you right back here tomorrow. There are good days ahead. Don't forget.